On today's Witch Word of the Day, we are talking Soman Chainani, proper noun, and it's a person! A gay person. A gay American author. Best known for writing the children's book series, The School for Good and Evil. I've been meaning to watch that. Chainani grew up in Key Biscayne, Florida, where his family was one of the few of Indian descent. He attended Harvard University, where he graduated with a degree in English and American Literature in 2001. The School for Good and Evil, released in 2013, debuted on the New York Times bestseller list. It has sold more than 4 million copies, been translated into 35 languages across 6 continents, and has been adapted into a major motion picture from Netflix. The franchise now includes 8 novels and a companion handybook. You know you've made it in life when your work has a companion handybook.
Yeah, much like the book we're covering today. What? Crazy.
Yes.
What a perfect word for Magic School week of the Book of 3 guidebook.
I'm glad you thought of it.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
Welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published lore of the Charmed universe.
In this night and in this hour, we call upon our fanboy power, bringing education and stupefaction to all of you.
Together, we will use our knowledge and reverence abundantly, but also find ourselves sassy and delightful.
Which is why we will truly be charmed.
All right!
Oh, jeez.
Surprise! Spell word is surprise, Sean. This is Words of the Witches, episode 138. I'm Kevin, your resident charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I just love gay people.
Aww, so sweet.
Aww.
especially when people are trying to push the rights way back again. We love them even more.
But at least the economy will be better, but it won't. But that's what they say. That's why they voted.
Mm-hmm. Tell that when you're spending $10 on eggs. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should we go over our poll last week?
Sure.
This was about picking your favorite Wicked Witch. And it's funny because we don't really give you any criteria for these. So people have always come up with their own reasons for picking them. Like, why are they your favorite? Are they the wickedest one? You know? So how do you think this went down?
I think the Wicked Witch one.
The Wicked Witch.
Not only because it says here in the notes, but because she's the OG. She's the one everybody grew up with.
I didn't put the answers in the notes. I just put Wicked Witch as like, that's what the poll is.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't give you any clues. So let's do YouTube first. Evil Queen got the least amount of votes, 14%. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Alright, so Evil Queen just lost flat out. And the Wicked Witch of the West, Grand High Witch, and Winifred Sanderson all got 29%.
Oh, wow. That's so weird.
That's super weird. I was like, wait a minute. All right, cool. So there was 28 votes on YouTube. On Instagram, it was quite different. On Instagram, Grand High Witch got the least amount of votes, 23 votes, 11%. Then Evil Queen got 46 votes, 21%. Wicked Witch of the West got 48 votes, 22%. And Winifred got 101 votes, 46%.
Wow, get it, Winnie. Get it.
Yeah. But I had some people write in some things. People get very heated up with these polls, I guess. MJ, our friend MJ, but he says, how can anyone not choose the Grand High Witch? She put the itch in bitch, the whore in horrible, the in ugly. Not to mention she's been eating and stealing children for like ever. Also, that goddamn voice. She's simply the most amazing Wicked Witch in my opinion. Aha, rant over.
Bitches! You may remove your shoes. You met.
She sounded like a Muppet.
Your
She
face.
sounded like a Muppet. It was crazy.
She did.
The chocolates. A potion. Yeah.
She's so good.
We love her.
And even the Anne Hathaway Grand High Witch, like, I didn't think I'd like that movie as much, the remake, but like, it doesn't meet the original.
I still have to watch
it's
it.
Good in its own way. I was surprised.
Then we have Teo Medina. He put
Yes.
Evil Queen only because of her adaptation in Once Upon a Time. Long live Regina. James J3 Lion says the top two, Wicked Witch of the West and Evil Queen, the top two are majorly incompetent, and the bottom two, Grand High Witch and Winnie, are brutal, and I love them.
Nice. That's fair. Although Winnie's kind of incompetent, only because of her love for her sisters.
Anything for manor keeping?
You can't just vanquish an entire house, especially not our house. People are gonna notice.
Manor keeping.
Well, the problem isn't the manner. It's the manner in which it was treated.
A good witch is a clean witch.
I can update you on my journey.
Yes, and let me read my manor keeping first because it's related to that. We had a comment about your journey on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Actually, someone wanted to say, so this is TCT830676695 on YouTube. It says, "Not gonna lie, I thought it was a bit weird, Sean, last time, but it works." Part of the sex magic. Fingers crossed you get the job, dude. Can you do it for me too, please? Because I've been wanting a new job for close to a year now.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of funny because I did this once before and the same thing happened. Within a week, I had a well-paying job. But then that one eventually was COVID related and they laid us all off. So it didn't last. That was the problem.
Right. Yeah.
Are you ready for my updates? They're fun.
Yes, please.
So it's kind of funny because the day I originally applied on the 14th, I pulled a tarot card just to see like what's going to say about this job. And the tarot card was very confusing because it said something about like get back to the things you did in your childhood. I was like, that has nothing to do with this job. What do you mean? So I didn't hear back from them for a while. I wrote a follow-up email on the 21st just to be like, hey, excited to hear back from you. And when they didn't get back to me by Thursday, like I went into kind of a depression, Kevin. Last week I was like, fuck everything, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I didn't get the job, even though I was trying to stay positive. And then our friend and co-host Ryan told me, do the things you love this weekend to get into a better mood. And then I thought, oh my God, that was what the card was telling me, to get back to the things I love. So that helped me get me into a more positive place. And then I called the HR guy. Oh, wait, before we get there, I pulled another card and it was interesting. I pulled it on Sunday after Ryan told me to follow up with a phone call. And the card was, because I have my Marvel tarot deck, and the card, it's one that keeps coming up for me. It's Knight of, I forget I think Swords. It's Misty Knight is the character. And basically it told me you have to fight for this job. So I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I pulled another card and it said, don't spend all your money too like frivolously once you have all this wealth. So I'm like, oh good, I'm going to get the job and I'm going to get paid well. So,
oh yay.
Today's Monday the 27th when we're recording. I called the HR guy today. And basically he said, oh, let me talk to the hiring manager and I'll give you a call back. And I haven't heard yet. So that tells me they haven't discounted me as a candidate, but I'm wondering if...
But they're still thinking of other people probably.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they've already offered it to someone else and they're waiting on them, or if they just haven't finished interview rounds yet. So I don't know. Our HR hasn't approved it. So we'll see. Okay. We'll continue the adventure.
We'll see. The adventure continues.
Maybe I should jerk off some more.
Maybe. So let's get into our section of the book this week. This is continuing the Book of 3, Volume 2. And we are in Section 5, Magic School.
Ooh, our favorite.
Oh, Magic School. It sounds like I'm horny for Magic School, but it's really me being mad at Magic School.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of go over what this section says. So Magic School was established by the elders to train untrained magic users, little children. And Gideon was in charge. And yeah, they had all these kind of safeguards in place so that no one could die and all that stuff. But then Zanku broke the barrier and evil took over for a while, and then they reclaimed it and la-di-da-da-da. They have this really stupid rule in here, though. It says, within the walls of Magic School, not everyone sees the same things, only what they are meant to see. It's so stupid. That was a rule they put in when they first introduced it in Legend of Sleepy Hollow, because Phoebe was seeing this wolf. No one else was seeing this wolf. It was trying to show her something. Like, it was just a shaman, like, doing that to you because she was, like, in love with you or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
That rule never comes up again. It's a stupid rule, but I hate it, so.
Yeah, it's very specific to Phoebe and her journey.
Right. And then we have the campus, and it says, a door exists on the front stairs landing into the manor. I hate that too.
Yeah.
Tall, massive arch doors lead into the Great Hall, the spiritual center of Magic School. Marble pillars support a high ceiling, and stacks of magical texts line the walls. Classrooms and other facilities are accessed from the endless hallway. And I always thought that looked like the Wizard of Oz, like hallway to see the wizard.
Yeah.
They're walking. Oh. Oh, the headmaster has a study equipped with a crystal ball and a window into an evil opposite reality. And a chess set. That's a wizard's chess. Your turn.
My turn already. That was quick. All right. So next section is the headmaster. So basically, the two headmasters it goes over is Gideon, who's the founder and Leo's old mentor. And of course, we know he used his position of trust to do an evil plot to kill a baby to stop a bad future, as one does. And then after Gideon was deposed of, they basically were like, the elders were like, fuck Magic School, we don't need Magic School. And Paige was like, fuck you, we don't need elders. But then she's like, what if I was the headmistress and we continued Magic School? And they're like, you look clean, go ahead. So basically, Paige took over the headmistress position to keep Magic School open, and eventually, and this is very Paige-like, she got bored. A lot of paperwork. So then Paige was like, you know what, Leo? You're a human now. You have nothing better to do than weird sex magic in your room late at night. Do you want to be headmaster? And he was like, cool, I look clean. So he's the headmaster, even though he's human, but he knows a lot about magic and magical creatures. And then we have the Magical School Board of Elders. Oh, this is a long list. Odin.
What a beautiful board. Must be lonely on that board.
I can just imagine him sitting alone. He's like, today I call into motion. Odin, would you like to speak? Odin, if you keep talking over me, sir, I'm going to kick you out of here, Odin.
Oh my gosh. He's like, I'm the one in charge. That's why he's such a dick all the time, because he's just so full of himself.
Yep. Literally.
And then we have the teachers. And we have Ben, that young hip grad student that Paige makes out with for a little bit in Cheaper by the Coven. We have Miss Donovan with her glasses and her updo.
Updo.
Yeah. She learns to astral project, but she's really bad at it. And then we have Drake, who's hatched from a demon egg. And he's like, I love books, so I'm good, and I want to be human, and I want to love. And I'm so beautiful, and I sing, and I love Robin Hood. And then we have Mr. Feeney. He runs the after-school program. We have Lawrence. He's a young teacher that teaches a corporalization class, his specialty. Which, actually, with Lawrence here, we're going to bring back a power play! Power play. We haven't had a power play since the comics, but I'm like, they gave me an opportunity. I'm doing it. So today's power play, there may not be one next week, but today's power play is shredding.
Oh.
Shredding is a molecule-based form of teleportation, which allows users to disperse their molecules one place and reform them elsewhere. So it's just another teleportation power. And actually what's funny is Charmed has like, you could do a whole episode of the powers of teleportation because there's like so many different variations of how people teleport. This is just one of like 1,300 of them. And it is possessed by several types of demons and good magical beings, including witches. The appearance of this form of teleportation varies depending on the user. For example, Katya from Little Box of Horrors could shred into tiny, rapid-moving particles that whizzed through the air like little... And then Lawrence here, his specialty corporalization thing, he can shred into like thin strips. So I guess his looks... If you like put him into a shredder machine and he like these strips of paper, that's what he would look like when he's teleporting.
Ew.
Except that they go... horizontal.
Okay.
They don't go up and down, they go sideways. There you go. Shredding.
Cool.
But then we also have Sigmund. I love how they put here a small man in his 40s. Like what? So he was like, I can levitate and I'm like the wingman to Gideon, but I don't like his plot, so I'm gonna go tell the sisters. Oops, I died. And so, and then we have Mr. Monkey Shines, the gnome who didn't want to read books, but then he got in the book and got killed in the Charmed double crossed. And Mrs. Winterbourne, our Boy Meets World mom, she's the nicest teacher. She's the best teacher. Well, her and Drake are the best teachers. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she can astral project. She kind of watched the nursery for a little bit. Yeah, so we love her.
Cool. Would you like to know about the students?
Tell us about the students.
We have Herman. He's a conjurer, and he's shy, and he's well-versed in the exploits of the Charmed Ones. We have Quentin. He is a Sleepy Hollow butt. Oh, I mean buff. We have we have Slick, 17, and a shapeshifter, and he's a bully, and he has a bad attitude until Piper turns him into a frog. It's like, how you like that, bitch? And then we have Zachary. Zachary is 16 and is telepathic, and he is mercilessly bullied. I can imagine by who. I think it's someone we just talked to. And we also have Sarah. She has telekinesis, and she's reprimanded by Gideon for using her power to shelve ancient texts. We have Emily, who's only mentioned, but she's 2, and she takes Wyatt's modeling dough. What a bitch. She's
like modeling dough. Can't you say play? Oh, I guess Play-Doh is trademarked, so they couldn't say Play-Doh.
Yeah, I think Emily's gonna grow up to be a Republican. We also have Duncan. Duncan is 15 and a conjurer. He casts a spell. He's the one that brings Lady Godiva out of the history book into the present world. We have Simon. He picks on Duncan. I'm seeing patterns here. We have Ben. He's 21 and a grad student. Also see teachers. Oh, we have the Mullen brothers. Dan and Eddie. Dan was shot in 1984, the year that thy divine God was born, myself. And then, of course, Eddie went looking for Dan. It turned out he was stuck in double crossed. Well, yeah, the book. That's the book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we have April. She's 12 and she was applying for admission and she tours the facilities with her father. And then we have Jen and Ryan. And they're the only 2 out of 5 members of the advanced combat class left alive. And she helps Ryan and Piper send Rondok, a Noxon demon, to the astral plane. Oh, and Matthew Wyatt. He is 6. And with the power to orb, he's Leo's first grandson.
All right, then we have a list of charmed events within the magical hall. So these are like charmed, happenings that occurred in Magic School's premises. Mm-hmm. Premises. So the charmed ones identify the student who created the Headless Horseman and remove the threat. No, they didn't. That happened at the manor. I was like, no. So I'm like, they just said they must identify. So they found out. They found out about Magic School because of this Headless Horseman.
Okay.
There you go. Because I was going to say, ooh, that's a canonical error, and I didn't find any, but then I'm like, ooh, but then I didn't. Okay. And then we have Gideon's help is sought to extract Leo and Piper from the ghostly plane, even though he put them there. Pregnant Piper and Wyatt move into magic school for protection in Spin City. The Great Hall is utilized for library references and family meetings. Wrong Day's Journey into Right, Witch Wars. Good and evil members of the Charmed family infiltrate mirror realities from the bad Plur world. Gideon kidnaps Wyatt when Piper leaves for the hospital to have Chris. Paige fights to keep the school open in season 7, and then becomes headmistress. A masked manifestation of Wyatt's guilt about his parents fights Leo. So we have his, like, demon Leo. Cheaper by the Coven. Pages uses the graduate student protection spell, which backfires 6 feet under. Elders heal 2 white letters that are attacked by the Charmed Ones, by the werewolf Charmed Ones. And one's Paige and Kyle Brody are drawn into the Mullen Brothers novel, Cross Double Crossed and Charmed Noir. Leo and Piper exchange heated words about Wyatt and Chris spending more time at magic school than at home. In richness to protection. Paige announces that magic school has a satellite TV, Carpe Demon. Paige retires and Leo becomes headmaster in Scry Hard. Paige and Piper use the library to research Pandora's box in the Box of Horrors. Magic School becomes the Charmed One's base of operation to stop Zanku from acquiring the Nexus, and something wicked this way goes. Leo and Billy discover that demons have taken over the school in desperate house witches. Billy locates Reinhardt, the demon who kidnapped Cunty Christie, and Via Con Leos. The Charmed Ones attack the Triad and vanquish 2 of them in Engaged and Confused. The Charmed Ones, empowered by the Hollow, vanquish the spirit of the Triad so the Triad can not return and kill Billy Volume 2. The Charmed Ones use potions to permanently vanquish the Triad again in Forever Charmed. And Phoebe and Coop get married in the Great Hall with the Angel of Destiny presiding. So lots of happenings.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some demonic events. So, Paul Haas and Black.
Demonic.
I think I just made sex magic when I talked about Paul Haas. Paul Haas and Blackheart discover that the Charmed Ones are no longer protecting the school and that the magic within is available for evil. A possessor demon posing as the human Mandy kidnaps Wyatt and conjures the source to help raise the Charmed Boy and Desperate House Witches. The first one was Malice in Wonderland. And Toastus operates out of Magic School while trying to stake out territory above ground, Rewitched. The Dogen moves in while he's killing other demons and absorbing their powers in his bid to become the leader of the underworld, Kill Billy Volume 1. The sorceress Zira plots to overthrow male demon domination of the underworld in Battle of the Hexes. Margoyle tries to harness the Hulk virus, but cures the infection before demons are wiped out in Hocus Pocus. Phoenix, Patra, and Pilar practice being the Charmed Ones and using the sisters' powers under the supervision of Savard in Repo Manor. The annual opening of Novak's Crypt occurs in 12 Angry Zen. The Triad moves in after Cunty Christie and is in position in the Manor in the last temptation of Cunty Christie. Noxon demons Rondak and Pater hunt and kill the students who torture them in Generation Hex. Cunty Christie vanquishes Candor after he has her parents murdered in Generation Hex. Cunty Christie's minion Creo inhabits the school where she can find him in the Torn Identita. Cunty Christie and fucking Billy set up shop in the Torn Identity and the Young and the Restless. The spirit of the Triad manifests in a classroom where it oversees the planned destruction of the Charmed Ones and Gone with the Bitches. Piper kills Dumaine and fucking Billy kills Cunty Christie with her own fireball, ending evil's reign at the school in Forever Charmed. Charmed, I'm sure.
I'm glad it's not an energy ball anymore. They changed it to fireball. Thank you.
They did. They heard you.
Yeah, they must have fixed it between the 2 sections. Then we have specific library books. I think this is interesting because these are all different texts that are in the library of Magic School. They have a book called Everything You Wanted to Know But Were Afraid to Ask. This is when Gideon talks about the portals to rescue Leo and Piper from the ghostly plane. There's a chapter on those in Courtship of Wyatt's Father. We have Great Women of History. A student conjurer brings an illustration of Lady Godiva to life, the Bear Witch Project, where we have this giant picture of her in there. We have Crossed Double Crossed. This is the novel written by the Mullen brothers in 1984. It ceases to pull people into the plot when the story is finished in 2004. So it stops sucking people in eventually when the story is finished.
Yeah.
We have Possessions, Confessions, and Ghostly Obsessions, A Demon's Guide to Everything Magical. Drake refers to the passage on lost souls, spirits that die violent deaths and are prevented from moving on by confusion. And then there are different fairy tales. So after he moves into magic school, Malice in Wonderland, Paul Haas, Sexy Paul Haas, he refers to a fairy tale in the dusty volume titled How Cinderella Nearly Turned the Charmed Ones into Pumpkins.
I haven't read that one.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the magic school section.
Yay!
Thoughts on that?
It was magic school-licious.
I just gotta say it. I'm gonna say it. I hate magic school. I do. The fact that it even exists is so egregious and angering. But then when I think about how it's used, it just sucks all the time, almost all the time. I think the only time I really liked Magic School where it worked was in Charmed Noir, where that whole setup made sense and why they were there makes sense. But most of the time, it was just like season 6, full of annoying students and ridiculous rules. Season 7 was more annoying students and more annoying elders involved. And then season 8 was like this revolving takeover of evil.
Yeah.
And it got very old. It also felt very unrealistic to me.
Well, and it made me furious that, like, why would Grams not tell the sisters, oh, by the way, the house leads to this whole other, like, dimension where people learn how to use their magic, which you could have taken advantage of for the past 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's out of nowhere, and it didn't really fit into the lore. It was like, I don't know. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Put it in there somehow.
Yeah, I think they should have simply just written in like it was magically locked away or it was reopened or something to explain like it hasn't been here for a while, but it's back and now that's why it's in use.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Like it was like hidden away and like while it was still probably running, it was still active, whoever was there, but it was like kind of locked and then it was kind of refound again somehow. Escaped its locked prison. That would make so much more sense. Yeah. But despite all my rage for Magic School itself and its existence, I did find this little section of the book to be pretty wonderful because I thought it was a great resource for all the happenings that happened in Magic School. And, you know, I like that there was a list of the literature that was there and there was no canonical errors. So I was like, good job, book. Yeah.
I find that ironic. The thing you like least about Charmed is the best section.
I mean, the other sections are really good too, but I think because it's so short, there's not as much room for error.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little resource reference. So we would normally end there, but I figure we can do the color photo inserts that exist in the episode guide section because I don't want them to take away from our episode guide coverage. So because this is a shorter episode, we might as well just go through these little pages of the book.
Cool.
Of the colors. Who should start?
Me, the power of 3.
Go ahead.
So this is a beautiful picture of our 3 sisters. I think out of all 3 of them, Piper looks the most striking because her hair is like blowing in the wind. Her boobies look fantastic in this top. She's got kind of like a sparkly top on and she's kind of leaning forward. We've got Phoebe's hair is kind of blowing and Paige is looking like sexy business realness.
Season 8 promo pictures were so good. They were so like amazing. They went out with a bang with those promo photos. Yeah, they wedged these color photo inserts like right in the middle of the season 6 episode guide. If you're wondering, like right next to page 144, if you have this book.
I do.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, the next page we have a page featuring Piper, and it's 3 photos of Piper. The first one is a picture from Once in a Blue Moon. The one on the bottom left is from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And then the one on the bottom right is Sword in the City with Excalibur.
All right, and then we've got our Phoebe page. We've got the, short hair Phoebe. We've got the kind of curly haired Phoebe. And we've got the sitting in the window looking out at us Phoebe.
So I'll tell you where these are all from because I know. It's weird that I can like recognize the episode.
It is.
So the top. This is 3 pictures. It has 2 on the top. The top left is from high school reunion. It's her non-freaky Phoebe look, but it's her when she goes to her high school reunion and high school reunion. Then the top right is from Cheaper by the Coven. That's the one where they kind of, she's like, that Leslie is such a jerk face. And then the one on the bottom where she's laying down, that's a beautiful shot from Run Piper Run.
Okay.
In season 8.
Nice.
The next one is a page.
I know where this one's from. The first one's Charm Noir.
It's Charm Noir. Very good.
There were some hints.
You recognize one. And then the top right, so that was the top left. The top right is page in, looks like Kill Billy Volume 2 / Forever Charmed. It's the whole Ultimate Battle outfit. And then the one on the bottom is from Death Becomes Them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, next we have the fucking Billy page. So the top one, is that Forever Charmed?
No, that's Via Con Leos.
Damn it. Oh, yeah, because Leo's getting frozen. All right, and then bottom left, I don't know.
That's Kill Billy Volume 1. That's when she goes into the alley to face the Dogen.
Okay.
She confronts the Dogen there.
And this last one is a promo picture?
From
picture. Season 8, right?
From season 8. Absolutely correct.
I'm so good.
You're so good. Then we have the start of a beautiful family album. So these are the kind of like the pictures that were taken, some promo pictures that were taken during the finale of Charmed, Forever Charmed. So we get a nice Grams picture. There's a beautiful Patty picture. We see a behind the scenes photo of Rose and Holly. Paige looks a little high in this picture.
Yeah.
A little Michael Jackson like. It's nice. And then we have a beautiful Daddy Halliwell.
That's a
Victor
nice
Bennett
picture
over here.
of him.
Looks
Yum,
so good.
yum.
I know. Get it.
Yes. All right, continuing family album. We have, this is Baby Chris, right?
Baby Chris, yeah.
All right, and then we have Daddy Sam, and then we have not quite baby anymore Wyatt. He's got the long hair thing going on.
And that's a nice picture of Sam Wilder, too, in Lost Picture Show. Then the next page, we have... See, this is where it gets weird. This happens a couple times. We have a season 5 picture. This book covers season 6 through 8. Why are there season 5 pictures?
Yeah.
But we have a happily ever after picture of Paige and Phoebe and Grams. And then we have beautiful grown-up Wyatt and grown-up Chris.
Nice. And then we have grown-up Wyatt and Chris. I'm guessing this is behind the scenes from season 6.
This is 8 again. This is when they both came back for the finale.
Okay.
This is actually on the wall. Remember when they go up the wall of the stairs and all these pictures are on the wall? A lot of these were those pictures that were on the wall.
Oh, I see. Okay. We have Patty and Victor, and then we have a Grams and Piper hugging. Oh.
And that's another season 5 picture from Necromancy in the Stone.
Oh.
The next page is we get a beautiful season 8 promo picture on the top. And then we got some engaged and confused Paige's wedding kind of pictures. We have Rose smelling a bouquet of flowers. We have Henry and Wyatt tasting the wedding cake. It was a really cute moment. Then we have the bottom. We have a Forever Charmed Coop and Phoebe. And Via Con Leos, Leo and Piper. It says the charmed ones and their men.
Oh. And then we have behind the scenes, we have the sisters with Leo. And I love this because Leo is wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt, which means he's a Disney fan. Oh, yeah. And somebody else is in the picture.
Brad Kern with his stink face. Yeah. This was actually taken during Brian Krause's going away party. Because, when his last day on set, they had a nice little going away party for him.
Okay. All right, and then we have wait, what's his name again? Kern? Brad Kern. We have Brad Kern with Phoebe. And you know what? looking at this picture, if I look like Brad Kern, I'd be an asshole too. Because what else can you do with a face like that? And then we have the sisters.
That was not a good capture.
No, it was not. We have the sisters. It looks like they're with probably their finale wrap cake with we have Lee.
No, that's actually the 150th episode party.
Oh, wow. And then we've got Brad behind them. We've got Morris, Detective.
That's E. Duke Vincent.
E. Duke Vincent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the one in the middle-ish. And then we've got Leo.
And that was the 150th episode party that was also celebrating the season 1 DVD release. So they were doing both at once.
Wow. Right. And the last picture is just behind the scenes of Paige on set, and we kind of see what it looks like from her point of view. We see all the cameras and lights and the boom mic and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that was right before the final battle scene, it looked like, too. So, then the next page says, "Not quite, Mr. Right." We've got My Blood Boiling to 98 Degrees with Nick Lachey. At the top, we have JD and Kaylee Cuoco and Billy. We have Kerr Smith, Ka. We had got Drake and Faybois Phoebe in Carpe Demon. And we got this picture of Dex Lawson promo picture.
Yeah. All right, and then we've got the ultimate battle, and we have a picture of the cunty and fucking sisters on their side about to throw down. We've got our charm sisters on the other side about to throw down. We've got a picture of the Angel of Destiny with Patty, Penny, and is that Leo or is that Coop?
That's Leo.
Okay, that is Leo. He looks different right there for some reason. And then in the last one, we kind of just see an overhead shot of a big crack through the manor.
Yeah, it's like the exploded manor.
Yeah.
Jeez, all the pieces that blew up.
Yep.
All right, and then it says rewound, and we have a nice picture of the dining room table and the stained glass door and the chandelier. We see Piper and Victor hugging, and Leo and Wyatt hugging. We see Coop and Chris and Grams and Phoebe hugging, and then we see Patty and Paige and little baby Chris together. So all the little moments of that final group hug kind of situation.
And they lived happily ever after. And we see Leo kissing Piper. We see this is Phoebe kissing Coop, and then we have Paige kissing Henry. And for the last two, they're in their wedding clothes. Leo and Piper are not. Oh God!
And then the final, color photo insert. You're looking at Paige's dog hair.
She looks absolutely terrible right here.
Yeah, that's Paige's shaggy dog hair. I don't know what that was. It's like she was just like on stage with like, what's her face? Joan Jett. She looks like she was singing on stage with them.
Yeah. She also just looks so big and awkward compared to everybody else. I don't know. It's just nothing is working right for me. The hair with the outfit, with the way she's standing, it's all just a mess to me.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the picture, season 8 promo picture, that also included Kaylee Cuoco, who looks absolutely perfect in this picture.
Yeah.
It's a really good picture, but I hate that it says the power of 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tacky thing to say. I mean, first of all, it doesn't really exist. And if it did, this wouldn't be it.
No.
So that's not cool book.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tell it.
So we did it. That's it for this episode. All I got left to do is next week's P is for Poll.
Piper. You mean it's just you and Prue, huh?
Phoebe? Phoebe, you there?
And a big hello to you too, Penny.
Come on, Patty. The rest is up to them.
Paige. My name is Paige.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for Poll. This is your vote for the best superpower school, the best magic school. And your options are Xavier School for the Gifted. How many names does Xavier School have? They have School for Gifted Youngsters, Xavier School for the Gifted, Xavier's Institute of Higher Learning.
The Jean Grey School after Professor X died.
Okay. But yeah, pretty much the X-Mansion.
Yeah.
Then we have Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry from Harry Potter. We have UA High School from My Hero Academia, which is an anime, if you don't know. It's a very popular anime. And then I'm also including our Charmed Magic School in the mix, a.k.a. Halliwell Academy, what we always called it.
Good callback.
Yeah, right? My vote is for Xavier School. It's the best.
So you called it in the beginning of this episode. I kind of made my own rules, and I thought to myself, if I was alone in this institute, which one would be the most fun? So based on that rule, I gave it to Hogwarts. Because without the mutants, Xavier's School is just a building with a danger room.
I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Hogwarts would be fun because there's lots of different rooms to like play around in.
Yeah.
Let's experiment with, and just walking around with the things moving around in the paintings and stuff. I can see that being the most entertaining. So that's a good call. Yeah.
I guess if I was a mutant, I would say Xavier's, but if I'm not, I would say Hogwarts. I'll stick with Hogwarts.
Yeah. I'll say Xavier's just because in my mind, I imagined the people I would see who I would be hanging with.
Oh, although the people at Xavier's are super horny. They're always horn dogs, and there's so many queer people.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, I would be having so much action there.
So much magic. Sex magic.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what people like. I can tell you this much: I would be very surprised if Magic School won.
Me too.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. Sean, tell us where we can find your stuffs.
You can find me on Instagram or TikTok under Sean.Perrette. You'll find all of our random fun stuff there from my life or from Solving for X, an X-Men Taz podcast, where we are currently covering X-Men Evolution. We've also covered X-Men 92, the Fox movies, and that's it. Oh, and X-Men 97.
And Pride of the X-Men.
And Pride of the X-Men.
So we've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. You can follow this podcast at Words of the Witches, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Even though social media is slowly declining and falling apart, whatever, we're still going to be there. And yeah, you can find me at KJEEZY87. Yeah, so next week we'll be covering the episode guide of season 6 through 8. Last book of 3 we did 1 through 5, and we focused on like the episode puns. So we'll focus on those two. It's a little bit different in this book. We'll see how we adapt. All right, spell worders. See you soon. Blah. Your destiny still awaits.
Quiet down, Odin. Odin speaking. Thank you, Odin.
Odin.